Hello, students. How are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. So I welcome you all to the part 2 of components of food. So हमने पिछले सेशन में पढ़ा था कि हमारे फूड में न्यूट्रिएंट्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं और हमने ये भी पढ़ा था कि हम कैसे इन न्यूट्रिएंट्स को टेस्ट कर सकते हैं. सो वी हैव लर्न अबाउट टेस्टिंग कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, प्रोटीन्स एंड फैट्स. Now we ended the last video on a very important question that हमारे body को इन nutrients की क्या जरूरत है? Why does a body need all these nutrients? So today we are going to learn about हमारे body को इन nutrients की क्या जरूरत है? The importance of balanced diet, and if we will not have balanced diet तो फिर क्या होगा? What are the consequences? So let's get started. What do various nutrients do for our body? So सबसे पहले let's get started with carbohydrates. So carbohydrates provides us with energy. So हम जो भी food खाते हैं which are rich in starch, which are rich in carbohydrate, it is going to supply us with energy. Fats will also provide us with energy. In fact, fats हमें ज़्यादा energy provide करता है as compared to carbohydrates. Let's proceed. So fats containing food and carbohydrates are also called energy giving foods. Okay, so since fats or carbohydrates hame energy provide karte hain, so that's why they are called as energy giving food. Now we will be looking at some sources of carbohydrates. Like for example, you can see in the images, mango, melons, corn, maize, bajra, rice, sweet potato, sugarcane, papaya, all these are some excellent sources of carbohydrates. So if we are eating these food, we are going to supply our body with a good amount of energy. Now, let us look at some sources of proteins. Sorry, some sources of fats. So we get fats either from the plants or from the animals. So we are having plant source as well as animal source. Let's talk about the plant sources first. So we get fats from the plant products like nuts, different kind of oils. We also get it from groundnuts, till. Okay, so all these are some excellent sources of fats that we are getting from plants. So we are also getting fats from animal sources like eggs, butter, ghee, milk, cream. Then we are also getting it from fishes, meat, various kind of meat. All these things are going to provide us with fats. Let's proceed now. Let's talk about proteins. So proteins, they are often called as body building foods. Now, why is it so? It is because protein helps a body to grow. It also helps a body in the repair. Apart from carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, we also need vitamins. So vitamins helps our body against diseases. Vitamins make sure कि हमारा body disease free रहे. And it is also very important because it is going to keep our eyes, bones, teeth, and gum healthy. Now, interestingly, vitamins are available in different kinds, different forms. Like, for example, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. And there is also another group of vitamin B complex. Vitamin B complex के अंदर बहुत सारे vitamins भी आते हैं, जैसे कि vitamin B1, B2, B3, and many more are there. So there are different categories of vitamins, and our body needs all these types of vitamins in our diet. So let's talk about few of their importance. So vitamin A. Vitamin A is very important क्योंकि ये हमारे eyes और skin को healthy रखते हैं. Vitamin C, you must have learned about vitamin C importance in COVID time. It is going to help building our immunity. It will fight against diseases. Then vitamin D is going to help our body use calcium for bones and teeth. Okay, so an excellent source of vitamin D is sun. So अगर हमारे बॉडी में विटामिन डी होगा तो ये विटामिन डी यूज करता है कैल्शियम को, हेल्प करता है हमारी बॉडी को कि वो कैल्शियम यूज करे, जिसके वजह से हमारे बोन और टीथ हेल्दी रहते हैं. Now let's look at some of the food sources which are rich in these vitamins. Let's talk about vitamin A. So the sources of vitamin A are papaya, carrot, mango, fish oil, milk. All these are excellent sources of vitamin A. And ये हमारे eyes और skin को healthy रखते हैं. Next, vitamin B. Rice, liver, wheat, all these are some excellent sources of vitamin B. Vitamin C, all the citrus fruits, okay? Tomatoes, oranges, lemon, amla, all the citrus fruit, guava, green chili, they are an excellent sources of vitamin C and it will help our body to fight against diseases. And lastly, vitamin D includes eggs, food like egg, fishes, liver, butter, milk. ये सारे food vitamin D में rich होते हैं. Now, let's talk about minerals. So we have learned about different types of vitamins and the importance. Let's talk about minerals. हमारे body में minerals की भी जरूरत होती है. And they're not needed in huge quantity, but in small quantity. And हर एक mineral का importance होता है. I will give you some examples of minerals like iodine is a mineral. Phosphorus is a mineral. Okay. Calcium is a mineral. So हमारे बॉडी में ये सारे मिनरल्स की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है. Let's talk about their essentiality. Let's talk about their importance. So these minerals are going to help our body in the proper growth and it makes sure that कि हमारा जो health है वो अच्छा रहे, वो maintained रहेगा अच्छा health में. So here we also have an interesting question from Paheli. So our body also prepares vitamin D in the presence of sunlight. So as I have already mentioned, हमें vitamin D sun से मिलता है. And since हम आजकल ज़्यादा sun में रहते नहीं हैं, इसके वजह से most of the people they are suffering from vitamin D deficiency. So vitamin D deficiency में the bones becomes weak. Okay, there will be pain in the joints of the bones. It's very common these days because we are not spending much time under the sun. Okay, so most food items usually have more than one nutrient. We have already learned that in the last session. कि हमारे जितने भी fruits होते हैं उसमें बहुत सारे nutrients होते हैं but different quantity में. और usually ऐसा होता है कि एक nutrient ज़्यादा quantity में होता है और दूसरे nutrient थोड़े कम quantity में present होते हैं. Like for example rice. Rice में carbohydrate ज़्यादा होता है comparatively. So that's why rice is a carbohydrate rich source of food. Now, apart from all these nutrients, remember हमारी body को dietary fibers और water भी चाहिए. And this dietary fibers are also called as roughage. Now, हमारी body को roughage कहाँ से मिलेगा? They are provided by the plant products in the food, like for example, whole grains, pulses, potatoes, fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. So these are some excellent sources of roughage. So roughage ये हमें कुछ essential nutrient नहीं provide करते हैं, but they are very important because they add bulk to our food. और ये हमारे body में जो भी undigested food है उसे हमारे body से बाहर निकालने में help करते हैं. Okay, so it is helping our body to digest that food. Okay, let's proceed. So now we will be looking at some sources of minerals. So सबसे पहले है iodine. We can get iodine from ginger, fishes, curd. Then phosphorus. Not curd, actually we get iodine from salt. Okay, next is phosphorus. So we get phosphorus from milk, banana, then rice. Iron, we get iron from spinach, liver. Then we are also having Okay, let's talk about iron. So we get iron. Okay, now let's talk about some sources of food rich in minerals. First one are the iodine. So you all must have heard about an ad, iodized salt, right? हमारे salt में iodine present होते हैं. Apart from that, ginger is also containing iodine. Okay, fishes contains iodine. Next, phosphorus, milk, banana, rice, all these are rich sources of phosphorus. Iron, apple, liver, spinach, these are some excellent sources of iron. Then if we talk about calcium, milk, eggs, okay, these are some excellent sources of calcium. इसी के लिए the small kids, इन्हें ज्यादा मिल्क दिया जाता है ताकि उनका बोन स्ट्रॉन्ग हो. Okay, because they are rich in calcium. So water helps the body to absorb nutrients from a food, and it also helps to throw waste out from a body in the form of urine and sweat. So normally we get most of the water that a body needs from the liquids that we drink, such as water, milk, tea. ये enough है हमारे body के liquid requirement, water requirement को fulfill करने के लिए. और उसके बाद भी हम जितने भी food बनाते हैं, that we are adding water into it. Okay, so let's see if there is any other sources that provide water to our body. Okay, apart from our food, apart from our drinks, what are the different sources by which water is provided to our body? Let's proceed. So we are going to look at activity 3. Take a tomato or a fruit like lemon, cut into small pieces. Do your hand get wet while doing so? So आपको एक लेमन लेना है या टोमेटो लेना है, उसको स्मॉल स्मॉल पीसेस में कट करना है. एंड व्हाइल यू आर कटिंग इट, यू विल ऑब्जर्व दैट योर हैंड फील्स वेट. Okay, so observe carefully whenever vegetables and fruits are being cut or they are peeled, grated or mashed at your home. What will happen? What you will observe? हम जब भी फ्रूट को कट करते हैं, पील करते हैं, उसे ग्रेट करते हैं या मैश करते हैं, तो हम देखते हैं वो बहुत ही वेटी हो जाता है, उसमें वाटर प्रेजेंट होता है. ओके, सो डू you find any fresh vegetables or fruits that do not contain some amount of water? So, well, if we talk about dry fruits, okay, उनमें थोड़ा सा water content कम रहता है. Otherwise, all fresh vegetables and fruits do contain good amount of water. So we see that many food materials themselves contain water. To some extent, our body needs are met by this water. Apart from that, we also add water while cooking many food items. And remember, we should also drink water. We should not think that हमारे body का water requirement तो हमारे food से complete हो जा रहा है, so we should not drink water. So we should always drink sufficient amount of water. Now, let's move on to the next topic, that is balanced diet. So, whatever food we are eating in a day is called our diet. Okay, and for growth and maintenance of a good health, हमारे diet में सारे nutrients होने चाहिए और ये सारे nutrients right quantity में होने चाहिए. Okay, ना ही कुछ ज्यादा होना चाहिए, ना ही कुछ कम होना चाहिए. There should not be too much of any one nutrient, not too little of any nutrient. So our diet should also contain a good amount of roughage and water. We should not forget roughage and water. So such a diet will be called as a balanced diet. Okay, so वो diet जिसमें proper content है carbohydrates का, proteins का, fats, vitamin, minerals, along with roughage and water is called a balanced diet. Now we're having some interesting questions over here. Let's solve it. So, do you think that people of all ages need the same type of food? So your answer is no. If a person is small, if we talk about babies or the children which are of 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, इनके जो dietary requirement है उसमें ज़्यादा proteins requirement होता है, because protein is a body building food. Okay, इनका जो age है that is of growth. Okay, so their diet will include mostly of protein. It should include more of protein. Okay, and if we talk about adults, so this is for small children of your age also. And if we talk about adults के diet में carbohydrates का content ज़्यादा रहता है to provide them with energy. Okay, so carbohydrates and fats are present because they provide them energy to do work, since they are energy giving food. Okay, so do all peoples of all the ages need same type of food, same type of diet? So your answer would be no. Let's proceed. Do you also think that what we need for a balanced diet would depend on the amount of physical work that we do, and that is also correct. If we are doing more of laborious work, agar hame bahut zyada mehnat wala kaam karna hai, so we will include more of proteins, we should also include fats. It is providing us with good amount of energy. Okay, so yes, it also depends upon the physical work that we are doing. Now let's proceed. So pulses, groundnuts, soya beans, sprouted seeds, fermented food, a combination of flours, banana, spinach, sattu, jaggery, available vegetables and other food provide us with many nutrients. And one can eat a balanced diet without going for expensive food material. Okay, so we don't have to think that in order to be healthy, we have to buy expensive food. No, we can just add simple food, Indian food in our plate, on our plate, and we can have a well balanced diet. So eating the right kind of food is not enough. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमें बस एक balanced diet ही खाना है. It should be cooked properly so that its nutrients are not lost. Okay, so apart from having a well balanced diet, we should also make sure कि हम जैसे उससे prepare कर रहे हैं, उस preparation method में उसका nutrients lost ना. Are you aware that some nutrients are lost in the process of cooking and preparation? Okay, so ऐसा बहुत बार होता है. We are washing too much of rice and pulses, सारे nutrients wash away हो जाते हैं. And if there are vegetables and fruits that are washed after being cut or being peeled, उसकी वजह से भी सारे nutrients wash away हो जाते हैं. Let's see what Paheli wants to say. So Paheli wonders whether animals' food also contain of these different components and do they need a balanced diet? Well, your answer would be yes. Animals also need different types of food components in order for their growth, in order for their maintenance of the body. So now let's proceed. Let's talk about the preparation of the food. So as we were discussing, vegetables or fruits को cut करने के बाद we should not wash them. उसके वजह से सारे nutrients जो है, it will wash away. Okay. Similarly, as I have pointed out, we should not keep on washing rice and pulses. Again, it will remove the vitamins and minerals present in them. Now, we all know that cooking will improve the taste of the food, and it will also make our body or digestive system easier, or हमारा food easily digest हो जाता है. But at the same time, cooking की वजह से there is a loss of certain nutrients. Many useful proteins and considerable amounts of minerals are also lost if excess water is used during cooking. Okay, so we should make sure that we are not adding too much of water, or we are washing too much of our rice and pulses. So vitamin C gets easily destroyed by heat during cooking. Okay, vitamin C rich food जो है, अगर vitamin C को हम थोड़ा सा भी heat provide करेंगे तो it gets destroyed. Will it not be sensible to include such fruits and raw vegetables in our diets? Of course, we should try our best to include this vitamin-rich foods in the form of raw vegetable in our diet. So Bujo thought that fats would be the best food to eat all the time. So a katori of fat will give more energy than a katori of carbohydrate-rich food, isn't it? So that was his thinking. He thought that agar he will have this fat-rich food, usse zyada energy milega as compared to having a food that is rich in carbohydrate. So he ate anything, but he ate nothing but the food that was rich in fats. So he was eating samosa and puri, malai, labdi, peda, everything which are rich in fats. So do you think he was right? Of course, no. Now, अगर हम अपने डाइट में सिर्फ फैट्स इंक्लूड करेंगे, so it will not be a well balanced diet, and we end up suffering from the condition called obesity. Okay, obesity is a condition where the person's weight is going to increase, and that can lead to various kind of health diseases. Okay, so when there is excessive body fat, that condition is called as obesity. Okay, now let's talk about deficiency diseases. So a person may be getting enough food to eat, but sometimes the food may not contain a particular nutrient. अगर हम खाना खा रहे हैं, but if we are not including proteins, if we are not including fats, or if we are not including vitamin and minerals बहुत time के लिए, so हमें deficiency हो जाती है उस particular nutrient का. So if this continues over a period of time, the person may suffer from its deficiency. And deficiency of one or more nutrient will cause diseases or disorders in the body. So diseases that occur due to lack of nutrients over a period of time are called as deficiency diseases. So वो diseases जो एक particular nutrient के absence में होता है और हम बहुत time से उस nutrient को अपने body में provide नहीं कर रहे, so we are going to suffer from that particular deficiency disease. If a person does not get enough proteins in his or her food for a long time, so what are the conditions that person will face? उस person का growth कम हो जाएगा, because proteins are body building food, right? There will be swelling of face, discoloration of hair, skin diseases, and even the person can suffer from diarrhea. If the diet is deficient in both carbohydrates and protein for a long time, the growth may stop completely. And as a person में अगर growth नहीं है तो वो बहुत ही lean means he will become very thin, पतला हो जाएगा, and he will also become very weak and will unable to even move. So there are various deficiency diseases that are caused by lack of vitamins and minerals also. So we will be discussing that very soon. So all of these deficiency diseases can be prevented by having a well-balanced diet. Okay, so we have to make sure that हम अपने diet में सब कुछ include कर रहे हैं. So let's talk about the different deficiency diseases that are caused due to the lack of vitamins and minerals. So first one is vitamin A. अगर हम विटामिन ए अपने विटामिन ए रिच फूड अपने डाइट में नहीं इंक्लूड करेंगे, so it can lead to loss of vision. Okay, so what are the symptoms of deficiency of vitamin A? हमें सही से दिखता नहीं होगा, रात में देखने में प्रॉब्लम होगा, it is called as night blindness, and it can even lead to complete loss of vision. Next is vitamin B1. विटामिन B1 डेफिशिएंसी को बेरी कहते हैं. इसमें मसल्स बहुत वीक हो जाते हैं and we will have very little energy to do any kind of work. Third is deficiency of vitamin C. This is called as scurvy. Now, such child will have bleeding gums. Okay, उनके जो gums होते हैं जो teeth को hold करते हैं उसमें से blood निकलेगा. And जो wounds अगर हमें खेलते टाइम कोई कट लग गया तो wound को heal होने में it will take more time. Next are vitamin D. Deficiency of vitamin D causes rickets. इस deficiency में bones बहुत ही soft हो जाते हैं, इतने soft कि वो bent हो सकते हैं. Next are calcium. Deficiency of calcium leads to the decay of bone and tooth. Okay, हमारे bones और tooth बहुत ही weak हो जाएंगे. Weak bones and जो tooth है वो सड़ने लगेंगे. Let's move on to iodine. Iodine भी एक important mineral है. So iodine deficiency leads to goiter. So goiter में क्या होता है, हमारे जो neck region है वो swell हो जाता है, and there is also mental disability in children. And finally there is deficiency of iron called anemia. Anemia में there is a weakness. Okay, if a person is suffering from anemia, their person will have low red blood cells count and they will suffer from weakness. They will feel weak. So let's proceed. So in this chapter, we asked ourselves the reason why widely varying food from different regions had a common distribution. So this distribution we find ensures that our meals have a balance of different nutrients needed by our body. Remember हमने chapter के starting में ही पढ़ा था different हमारे region जो होते हैं India के different food खाए जाते हैं, but all these nutrients are having a perfect blend, a perfect mixture of different nutrients. Okay, so with this, we have come to the end of the chapter and the end of the video. I hope you all have enjoyed the video and you have enjoyed learning with me. Thank you. Bye-bye.